Um, Thanks for tuning in to Raw Obsidian Podcast. It's been a few weeks since the last episode. I've been up to a lot. Played a couple shows with two of my bands. Tantrum is one of them, and Novellas, which is the other. Um, and those went fairly well. Tantrum played in Eugene at Lucky's for a benefit for the Yellow Hammer. If you don't know what the Yellow Hammer is, it's an organization of people who are trying to make sure that everyone has the ability to gain access to reproductive rights. And majority of that being abortion, safe abortion, which is really important. So we got to play a benefit for that, raised some good money, had a lot of fun, stayed in an Airbnb, relaxed. It was really great. And then Novellas just played a show here in town in Portland at American Legion Post 134. And that was really fun. We got to play with Gilded Age and Dead Witch and, oh god, I can't remember the other band because I'm a horrible person. But it was really great and super awesome, and I had a lot of fun. I was really grumpy that day too because I had work and everything was just kind of compiled and compacted on me at the time. But figured it out. And now everything is fine. I had such a great time at that show. What is going on here? I had a great time at that show, and I look forward to more musical things going on in my life. Let's see, what else? Just shows and music. I did end up dropping a class that I was taking about nonprofit fundraising because, I'm a busy person and I'm just coming into a space in my life where I literally just can't do all the things. As much as I want to, I can't do all the things. So I'm accepting that. Drop the class. I feel so much better because now I have time to do things I love, like this podcast. So on to podcast things. Let's talk about my current whip. Hashtag work in progress, project, etc. So the yarn that I'm using, I forget the name of it, but it's a DK. Looks like a goldenrod yellow from the Dye Project. And I got the really big one. And it's the one that's 700 and something yards long. I want to say 776 yards. And so what I'm doing is, if you remember my first sweater project, which was a altered version of Flax by Tin Can Knits, I'm doing that sweater again because I loved it, and I want a sweater that is yellow. So that's currently where I'm at. I'm actually doing it right this time. Last time I totally did the entire sleeve in the garter. This time I have an actual garter panel because I learned how to follow directions, which is really hard for me. I don't follow directions very well. And so now it's actually looking like the original sweater pattern, and I love it. I'm really discovering that as much as I love color work, I am truly a no frills sweater knitter. I love texture. Texture is lovely. But when you start putting so many colors into a sweater project, I'm just like I'm amazed. I think it's beautiful, like it's great, but I really just want something that I can just zone the fuck out and knit. Or like have a conversation without having to count how many stitches that I need for this one color before I change into another color. Yeah, so that's where I'm at. That's why I'm like really obsessed with this flax sweater. It's knitting up fairly quickly. For me, being a person who works a lot and does a lot of projects, I can pick this up and put it back down and still make a fair amount of progress on it. I'm almost done with the yoke. Then I'm going to be, smushing these sleeves together with some waist yarn and then working on the body. I'm literally like an inch away, so I'll probably end up like finishing this up. The yoke, later on this evening. So this is my current project. I also am still working on the sweater that I had talked about that was Jordan's grandmother's last project. Because I am an emotional water baby, aka a Pisces, I'm just taking my time. I'm just like, I get sentimental. I think about memories. I think about all these things while I'm knitting it. So, like, there's a lot of love and intention that's going into this sweater. And it's going to take some time. I am hopeful that I will finish it by Christmas. I'm finishing this for me first, so I have something to help with my seasonal affective disorder. I need bright colors. I need to wear bright colors. Yeah. So there's that. Cool thing is when I went to Eugene with Tantrum to play at Lucky's, I also stopped by my all-time favorite knit shop, Cozy, because I had a gift card to spend from my friend Taylor. Hi, Taylor. Love you. You can follow Taylor on Instagram. Taylor's tag is @another_mom. Her projects are great. She works at Cozy on Sundays at I think noonish. Go say hi to Taylor. Tell her I said hi, and also just enjoy the space that is Cozy. It is phenomenal, and I love it. So I went to Cozy, and I got this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful yarn. Look at this gorgeous cake. You probably can't see the colors very well in here because everything gets dark in the Northwest at 4:30. So, I try to do my daily things, and I never get a chance to film these things now until it's like freaking dark outside. But here's this yarn, and this yarn is the Mineville Wool Project yarn in 90% merino and 10% nylon. And it is a limited edition dye lot. It's number 3106, and it's like, let's see, 26 stitches per 4 inches. It calls for 2.5 to 4 needles. So it's a fine yarn. Let's see, maybe you can see how fine it is with my hair. It's a finer yarn. It's kind of like, it's not quite DK, it's something, but it's beautiful. And according to Karen, who owns Cozy, this particular dye lot is the only, it's like a limited edition, like they're not doing this dye lot again, and I love those limited edition dye lots, so I got 3 skeins of this stuff. And I already have another sweater in mind that I will knit with this after I finish my other sweater project. But I am so excited about it. And it feels really nice, even though it's like a nylon blend. It's very soft, really soft. but Mineville Wool Project. You can follow them on Instagram. Just look them up. Buy their yarn. I'm just like a sucker for any yarn that's speckly or has like any like white, green, yellow, or like anything with yellow. Honestly, I love yellow. It's such a great color. And it's earthy. There's like some hints of like a lime green, like a yellowy green. I love a speckled yarn. They're just so nice. But here's the tag. I don't know if this is going to show up backwards, so apologies if it does. I will insert my other montage of that yarn at some point, probably at the end of this, so you know exactly what I'm talking about and get an actual feel for the colors, because I took some really great video of both the dye project yarn that I'm using for the flax sweater and the Mineville Wool Project yarn that I just showed you, and I got them in daylight. There's some sun. You can actually see the colors. So I'll insert that montage at the end, probably. Those are my very sweet projects that I'm working on right now. Other than that, if you've been following me on Instagram, and following my stories, you've probably noticed that I've been reposting a lot of really amazing knit projects. And a lot of it is just for like self-inspiration. I hope it's inspiring everybody else to continue knitting or even want to try knitting. I mean, it's a great time. I literally just noticed I lost an earring, but it's somewhere around here. But yeah, I need more knitting inspiration, especially coming back into it. I'm really trying to prioritize knitting because it brings me a lot of joy. It also helps me manage my anxiety. And I get really cool, fun, warm things out of knitting stuff. So I've been posting a lot of that. And I've also been posting a lot of like self-care, personal growth centered, reposts on my stories. A lot of that is just reminders for me to just kind of like check in and like really like pay attention to my own power and how I am a very capable person. I do a lot of cool things, and I am deserving of space to rest and room to just be and meditate and take care. And so a lot of those stories that you see lately are reminders for me, but also I hope they're inspiring you to rest, to take care, to drink water, to eat good food, like do the things you love. And if it happens to be knitting, tight, because knitting is cool. And when the apocalypse hits, we'll be the warmest bitches on the block, or even like the most fashionable, because we're able to make clothing out of multiple types of fibers, like it's a survival skill. Hello. But yeah, so it's some inspiration, and I'm trying to be less of a salty bitch and be more of an intentional bitch. And intentional as in being more positive, trying to be more optimistic, trying to see the good in humanity, because we all know that the world is a literal shit show right now. And for me personally, it's better on my mental health if I just focus on the good shit, because there's a lot of good things. I've got this great apartment. I've got cool skills for knitting. I have amazing friends. I have some cool people like you who watch this podcast and support my art and care about the things that I have to say. Thank you. Gratitude is really great. It makes me feel really good. So I'm just trying to alter my way of thinking and really try to tap into abundance thinking instead of scarcity. Like, I have so many really, like, amazing things going on in my life. I really don't need to be acting like I don't got shit out here. I really have a lot, and I am just, like, so grateful. So if that resonates with you, I hope that you, too, can journey on this tapping into abundance thinking over scarcity thinking, because it really is life-changing, and it's just a change of perspective. And if you switch your perspective, like, literally, the world opens up in a whole new way. Oh my god. But yeah, that is what I've been doing. And lastly, before I fucking forget, because I will, because I'm wild sometimes, me and my friend Maz are hosting a queer craft night on December 10th at the Southeast Belmont Library here in Portland, Oregon. If you are a person of color or a white person who loves to craft, please come. It is a very intermingly space, which is, really important in the knitting community. Like, we need to hold space for folks of color to join in on these spaces, and we also need white folks to step up to the plate and make these spaces accommodating and welcoming for folks of color. So, super important. It is a very accessible space. It is wheelchair accessible. There are minimal stairs if you are a stair person to get up into the library. The restrooms are accessible, and, bring all of your craft things. Reminder that it is a library, so please don't bring power tools. Like, I know it's like a weird thing to say, please don't bring power tools to a craft night, but, like, you would be surprised about, like, how many different types of crafts that people do that require power tools, woodworking, things like that. So, like, if you have a messy craft, by all means, please bring it, but, like, also bring, like, a tarp or something like that you can just, like, lay out all of your stuff and craft and share your skill with people, but making sure that we can clean up and, like, do all of the things we need to do to make sure everything is the way we left it, the way it is the same as the way we got it. So make the space cleaner than when you got it. I'm saying that really bad, but you know what I mean. But yeah, I really encourage, like, folks to just come and build community, because it's really important that we do that, especially now. Also, just a little tidbit of a reminder, it's Queer Craft Night, so that means there are folks who are going to be, who have variant pronouns, because there are like 3,000 freaking genders, y'all. Maybe even more. So, don't argue with me, it's true. So, please be respectful of people's pronouns. All pronouns are welcome and will be respected. If you're not into respecting folks' pronouns, and if you're not into leading an anti-racist life and being inclusive of folks within the craft community, then this is probably not the space for you. We are a no-hate zone, and we are anti-racist as hell, and, anti-transphobic. So we need this space to maintain a safe bubble of community goodness, if you know what I mean. But if you're into crafting and you're hella queer or hella trans or anything in between, please come. It'll be really fun, and you'll probably make new friends. It'll be great. If you're not into chatting, that's totally chill too. You can craft in silence and just enjoy the company, and we will respect that, because sometimes being an introvert is hard when you also want to just be in the company of people. Feel free. So that is my announcement. December 10th, Belmont Library, Queer Craft Night. Be there. 6 p.m. Be there. Other than that, I really hope that everyone has a phenomenal week. Look out for the possibility of another episode starting next week. Yeah, hopefully I can get it in. I will not procrastinate. Thanks for watching.